your clip just then, they are a step closer, but we just don't know. It would be complacent to say that they're a long way off. I think we're probably looking at months, a large number of months, 24 months, 36 months, rather than many years to them being able to launch and deliver a nuclear warhead onto the US. The problem is, for them, technically, is that, as Paul said, they've got missile, they've got warhead. The trouble is, the warhead on the end of a missile means the missile has a lower range. So we don't know if the missile that could have been launched yesterday and could have hit the US if they had put it on a different trajectory would have gone far enough if it had a warhead on. The other problem is the warhead coming into the atmosphere undergoes a huge amount of challenge technically. It could blow up beforehand, and then of course there's the accuracy of the missile. So all these things are technical challenges the North Koreans, we suspect, still have to overcome, but I think it would be complacent to sit back and say nothing to worry about.
But if you're right, and it's maybe 24 months, 36 months away, whatever it is, the United States, what is their position? They can't allow that to happen, can they, to live under that threat? I mean, we heard Donald Trump saying, we'll take care of it. How do they take care of it?
Politically, it's extremely difficult, but it's problematic now because we don't know, but it's quite likely the North Koreans could deliver a nuclear warhead on South Korea, on Japan, or on other US allies in the region. So they already have a nuclear deterrent to the United States, I think. Whether we know or not, that the doubt should be enough to stay the hand of the US president in launching any nuclear attack. So we are now in a deterrent situation, and that needs to be accepted, and then we need to engage in talks. There have been no serious talks with the North Koreans since President Clinton was in power 17 years ago. The Bush administration walked away the moment it was elected, and this is what we need to do. We don't know what the North Koreans want out of such talks because we haven't engaged in them.
But would it be possible to compromise with somebody like Kim Jong-un?
It's possible to compromise with everybody. There are always common interests. But the other thing that has to be acknowledged is that the current state of the nuclear weapons world globally is not a sustainable one. It was always going to be the case that a regime like the North Koreans or others were going to acquire nuclear weapons, and we were going to have to accept a deterrent relationship with them. After all, we, the British, the Americans, the Russians, we all believe in nuclear deterrence, the official line. This is an extremely attractive strategy for any country that seeks to challenge global order.
Because what we've really seen is fiery rhetoric, haven't we, between Donald Trump and Kim Jong-un, and Mr. Trump calling him Rocket Man and so on. Yep. We haven't seen any hint of kind of concessions or compromise or the prospect of talks.
Indeed, but if you provoke somebody like Kim Jong-un over and over again, you're going to get this sort of response. So I'm saying continuing the same strategy as President Trump is doing is just going to have more of the same. So is he going to launch a war on North Korea, which would be utterly devastating, or are we going to try a different track?
OK, well, very good to talk to you. Paul Ingram there from the British American Security Information Council. Thank you very much for your time. Ben. You are watching Afternoon Live, and these are our headlines this afternoon. The UK is understood to have offered between 40 and 50 billion euros to settle its divorce bill with the European Union. President Trump has retweeted videos originally posted by a British far-right group claiming to show Muslims committing acts of violence. As you've just been hearing, North Korea conducts another ballistic missile test and claims it's now capable of reaching the entire US mainland.